Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? Welcome along to round number 4. It's Taco Tuesday. Never gets old. Okay, sound being a bit strange, but yes, welcome along, welcome along. It is round number 4. Bathurst last week, an absolute cracking encounter. Which has left Milden. We did have a graphic, but it's changed slightly, so we'll make some adjustments here on the screen. But it's Milden who is currently leading the championships. The drivers are into qualifying already. But it's Milden who's leading the championship. He's on 104 points. We've got TK Drifter in second place. I said at the start of the season, this Nissan could be Captain Consistency. Second by only 2 points. At the moment. Then it is Rob 2K who's in third again. Only 2 points back. Rob doesn't look like he's racing this evening, which means Jetpacker Nebula, last season's hero. He'll get a chance to make up a place there because he's only 1 point behind Rob. So very close there indeed with Cool Racing. The driver in 5th, 88 points. He's on at the moment, so 11 behind there. Arms, who we know to be very quick indeed. Again, not racing this evening, so he's going to lose ground. 69 points. He's on just behind Michael Race's Blue Mosquito on 56. Renville on 52 points. So all very close. I've all got a graphic for that one for next week. The standings have changed on the website though. It looks very swish. So make sure you get yourselves over to Formula Racing League on the interweb and on Discord. Get involved in the racing. Of course, Patreon as well. We'll bring that up. And just between quali and the race. It's safe to say this is absolutely one of my favourite courses for both driving and commentating. It does look like the drivers have been spared the weather that the real life drivers had to go through not many weeks ago. If you haven't watched that, please do yourself a favour, jump on YouTube. The Australian commentary is absolutely next level. So is the action taking place, and the rain is unbelievable. Along here there's literally water pouring over the white walls you can see there on the right hand, now on the left hand side. Just water absolutely pouring over. The course itself, 1938 this was built. It is a public road, so not many changes have been made to the course over the years. The only one, of course, was the addition of the chase. That hump in the road there, unfortunately, is very infamous in Bathurst history. The amount of lives it's actually claimed, unfortunately. And to slow the drivers down, this elongated chicane, if you like, was added not long after its inception and then modified a couple of times back in 1986. But all the cut-offs in the wall that you see and all those little slip roads, those are all actual driveways. So this is very much a public road. And we've got some times coming in as well. This KOL fighter on pole position. Ooh, Renville is taking pole there. Just coming along the start-finish straight. KOL fighter, Milden, Val Wren, Nico and TK Drifter, all the times on the board. There's some drivers coming out the pits very patiently there. Cool Racing takes a nibble on pole position. We've got Clay making an appearance in the top 5. WTR and TCR Lego Man all getting times set. The distinctive white McLaren involved in quite a bit of action last week as well. Jetpacker Nebula just coming down the hill, so no time set from him at the moment. Hopefully this is... Let me just log in. We're going to do a bit of the old social media. Share the link. So that's tier 2. Oh, and I never put tier 1 in, did I? No, never. So there we go. Oh, and I can hear myself. That's not working. Okay, so I'm having a few sound issues. Shock horror. Let me just see if I can fix that. There we go. Nope, it's not connected. Hopefully you guys are getting some game sound at least. It doesn't seem like you are. Let me see if I can turn it up a bit. In fact, it doesn't even sound like my microphone's coming through either. Is it? Well, that is. Right, okay, so yeah, my voice is coming through and you guys are getting game sound, so we will crack on. I'm not sure why that's not working. But it is working now. Audio issues. Hey! Everybody loves them. Every streamer's favouriteest thing in the world is absolutely, definitely audio. So yeah, so I'm just quickly checking a couple of things to make sure we can crack on with this. It still qualifies that we're track. Jetpack and Nebula. It's just coming along the bottom straight. Okay. Right, got a few bits and pieces doing things. But yeah, Jetpack and Nebula. You can see. But yeah, just coming along the Conrod Straight. In fact, no, he's off the Conrod Straight. He's through the chase. He's coming into Murray's Corner. 15 drivers have set times. There's Hendricks, 15. Flying Frome's got a time in there. Blue Mosquito in the Lambo as well. Flying Frome has changed to the Aston Martin, so he's going to lose his championship points. Jetpacker Nebula pops that one in 7th place then, within a second of Milden, who with 6 minutes to go is leading the way. 5500ths ahead of his fellow Mercedes driver Cool Racing, who's absolutely flying over the top of that hill, down through Skyline. Really came over that crest there at a rate of knots. This could be a good time here. Renville still in the top 3. KOL fighter on row 2 at the moment. Morex takes 3rd position. We're going to see a few more drivers cross the line. Still plenty of time to get a lap done. It is a long lap here, as we can see. 2 minutes, 2 seconds, the quickest. 5.5, the slowest. So definitely a bit of variation in the times there, but still with 6 minutes left to go, they should get about another 3 laps in. KOL fighter, no improvement on his lap time. Nico 1.2. We can see him go a bit quicker. Blue Mosquito definitely as well. Flying Frome, will be interesting to see what he can do now that he's changed cars. Obviously not very happy, or obviously not happy with the Lamborghini. All these points up until this stage in the season, so it's quite the sacrifice to make. So he'll be looking for, I'm sure, a solid outing from the Aston to justify that. There we can see one of our championship protagonists just come out the pits. He was temporarily up in the top 3. He's now in 7th place. 7th tenths, just getting out of the way of the Audi on Lion Lap. You can see it being observed there. Renville, Jetpacker, Nebula and Arms all half a second off that lead time. Morex very close as well indeed. Legoman with a good time. Flying Frome there in the Aston, as I mentioned. Blue Mosquito, so yeah. Those two have been right next to one another. Both of them in the Lambo. I think it's a good idea to move a couple of things around. Yeah, that'll make things easier. Okay, now that's now still not working. So we're just going to give up. There's the Audi in 10th. That's Nico, actually. He's just made a mistake. I think he has nullified that lap for whatever reason. So he's let Drifter crack on, get his tyres warmed up. Simon chat. I hope I can still see the chat. If there's anybody out there, let me know how the sound is, if you don't mind. I'm having some audio issues at this end. For some reason, I've got no control over it at all. So if you are listening to one of the other FRL broadcasts, that's because we've got the other two open on YouTube as well. Tier 2 and Tier 3 are also being covered live. As they are every week, straight from the PlayStation. Absolute dedication from the broadcast teams, bringing you coverage of all three tiers. Taco Tuesday. It's good that we've got this. Someone was commenting. Big shout out to Keddy, who does the beautiful logos up the top corner and all the sponsors down in the bottom there, and James as well, who does some of the graphics, which make it all look pretty. Like we've got the one for Peyton. 2.5 minutes left to qualify. Morex has just taken pole position. Let's go back to that. We'll do that in the break. But Morex has taken pole position by an impressive 0.3 of a second. Biggest gap we've seen between first and second since the qualifying session started. Only 2 minutes left to go. Clay, Blue Mosquito and WTR. I'm going to say they're probably about done unless they can leave the pits immediately. Just to say that somebody is leaving the pits. Snip Mosquito, who's that? Oh, Ramelson with the Audi. He's found himself up at the 13th, Valrain, and down at the 12th place. Andy Cray still sitting there in 8th. Jetpack and Nebula, he's got himself up a couple of positions to 5th from 7th. Morex qualifying session is over. More enough time to get round the course to set another lap time. So the Audi driver now patiently waits. Milden will get another lap after this one. A minute and a half on the clock. That was an out lap. So it is last chance for romance on this one. Cool Racing's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Is that Renville? It is. So Renville and Cool Racing. I'm sure this is not what they would be hoping for. Very long track. We'll be able to couple of cars that are pretty bunched together. It never ceases to amaze me how the pros manage to find such, manage to end up in small bunches and groups when you've got such massive amount of track. Oh, we've got mistakes and we've returned the garage very quickly there. That was Ramelson. So that's his qualifying done. So the best he can hope for is 13th position. Hendricks still out on track. Could take that. He will have time to finish his lap. Nico's out there as well in 10th at the moment. Andy K, KOL Fighter, Jetpack and Nebula. A bit of slipstream there for KOL Fighter. Cool Racing and Arms. Arms in 4th now. Cool Racing, Renville of course. Right, so Arms has got himself in 4th here. That's what wasn't registered. There wasn't so many drivers between. Does Renville have a reply? Oh, he crossed the line with 4 seconds. He's going to get another crack at it. And that's exactly what he needs. 6/10 off the pace, as is TK Drifter. Milden still out on track. This is the last time he'll be allowed to cross the line and set a time. Renville KOL Fighters taking a checkered flag. No improvement on 8th place. Valren 12th. At the moment, Hendricks is still on track as well. Milden's just returned to garage. Cool Racing and Renville. The Cool Racing, you see he's 3/10 quicker on the boards, and Renville's just got out of the way. Yeah, and that's Renville done with qualifying. So Cool Racing. Is he on for pole position? Up over the top of the mountain, he will begin his descent. Val Wren being given a checker flag. No improvement on that 12th place. TK Drifter confirmed it in 4th. Cool Racing. Last driver out on track. Val Wren checkered flag, so still stationary there. But that's fine. 1 minute 47. At the bottom of the hill, here comes the Mercedes, and he's pulled up. He's pulled up. No improvement on the time there for Cool Racing, and that is him on row number 2. We will be able to see fellow Mercedes driver Milden, first row, but second position, Morex in the McLaren, 2 minutes 2.352. A handy time indeed, almost 3 full tenths ahead of Milden, with Cool Racing 3.5 tenths back. TK Drifter, again, series championship contender. The Nissan proven to be a great all-rounder here in this series. 4th place, Andy Cray 5th. Arms in 6th. Renville in 7th position. KOL Fighter in 8th. Jetpacker Nebula, row number 5 of the grid. 9th place start for him. He'll be side by side with Nico in the Audi. Clay's in 11th with Val Wren in 12th. Hendricks Romelson 13th and 14th with Buzzy and Blue Mosquito on row number 8. Row 9 is WTR and the Lego Man, Ferrari and McLaren. They're going to start off side by side. And then it's Flying Frome in the Aston Martin. 2.5 seconds off the pace. So at first glance, the change in cars not working in the favour of Flying Frome. You can see the purple sectors. Morex with the fastest sector 2, Milden in sector 3, and Cool Racing in sector number 1. So a good split of the fastest times there. TK Drifter putting in 7 solid laps in qualifying to get within that 4 tenths in the Nissan, and it really does stick out as a lone entrant there. Mercedes, BMW, Ferrari, McLaren and Audi all well represented. We've now got lone Aston Martin to join the lone Nissan GTR. Can Flying Frome get up to speed with a car before the end of the season? Still got 6 weeks left to go. We've got Zolder next week. Not the best track in Belgium, but still an absolute cracker for racing on. Then it will be the 90 minutes at Monza the following week. Then the seasons diverge for the PlayStation 4 drivers. It will be a different second half to the calendar, with the PS5 getting the 1.8 update. So it will be Circuit of the Track Limits, then Indianapolis, Watkins Glen. For anybody who doesn't get that Circuit of the Track Limits joke, wait till you drive Quota, you'll get it quick enough. And then the season will end with the 90 minutes of Laguna Seca. Oh yeah, recently commentated the race there. Excellent fun. Excellent fun. So that'll be a 90-minute race. 2 mandatory pit stops to be taken during that race. If you are looking to get involved or to help support the Formula Racing League's endeavours on PS4, PS5 and PC, get yourselves over to formularacingle.co.uk. All the information. They're of course on Facebook, the Gram, as I'm told it's now called. Instagram, don't have it myself, but I'm told all the hip kids are into that. And on Twitch as well, of course, the PC drivers there racing their own Taco Tuesday League this evening. On Patreon, you can support Formula Racing League. There's 3 tiers: Supporter, Elite and Alien. All 3 tiers get a driver number, they get a reserved seat, and they get an entry into the FRL Lotto. The Elite and Aliens get all that. They get a number logo, they get coaching, and they get the new to PC Sim Racing Guide as soon as it has been made available. And the Aliens, on top of all that, they get an overlay banner, you get yearly prizes, there's a Sim Hub Dash, there's Elgato ACC icons, and yes, that was me clicking my feet in time to what I was saying, and a custom livery as well. So there you go. If you do want to support the good work, get yourself over to Patreon, and that is the best way to do it. Of course, in fact, no, let me rephrase it. The best way to do it is to get yourself out on track and come and have a race. That is the way to get it done. We've got 19 drivers this evening for round number 4. 5 points separating 6 drivers at the top of the championship. I did say that this championship wouldn't be decided until the top 7 had crossed the line in the final week. And at the moment, that prediction could not be more on track. Sorry, I'm talking nonsense. 5 points separating the top 4. Yeah, 5 points separating the top 4. Cool Racing is 11 points back, but Rob 2K is not racing tonight. So Cool Racing has got a big opportunity to get himself into serious contention for overall 3rd in the championship, if not 2nd, with Jet Packer starting in 9th. Rob 2K not making an appearance in tonight's race, and TK Drifter starting, in fact, side by side with Cool Racing. So at the moment, Cool Racing is exactly where he needs to be. I'm sure he'd like to get ahead of Milden, the championship leader. And I think he might be able to wangle that this evening. Let's face it, Milden has got a whole different headache this evening. An entirely new entity. Morex making a debut this evening, and what a debut it's been so far. Pole position by 3/10 in a field of 20 that was only separated by 2 seconds. To take the first 3/10 all to yourself. Speedy, quick. His race strategy play out. Here we go. On the start of the warm-up lap. 60-minute race, 1 mandatory pit stops for our drivers. Unbelievably short pit stop here at Bathurst, with the track being 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes long. It is a very short pit stop time indeed. Of course, it is. This track is notably most insane, not for the amount of walls that surround the track, but of course for the chicane on the way into the pits. I mean, it's one thing to think, right, let's design this race course that goes up a mountain, it's completely surrounded by walls, and you come straight back down the mountain, completely surrounded by walls. Yeah, we'll put the pit entrance right before the last corner, and we'll put a chicane in there. Hurrah! No madness involved whatsoever. 3.8 miles long, or 6.7 kilometres. Young hipsters that understand all that new stuff. Plenty of tarmac for the drivers to make their way through. Oh. Okay, it does work out, that's fine. What do we have? Yeah, 7 PM. Drivers in game will be starting. So we'll see a nice bit of sunset just. We'll see the shadows there across the track. That'll definitely make it just a little bit more difficult for the drivers. Simulated or not, that sunshine hits your eyes when you come over the crest of a hill. It can certainly catch your attention and take your eyes off the prize, which is giving the car the mayo and the mustard. Unbelievably vital at this track. I mean, it's it's almost redundant for commentators to now talk about how treacherous this track is for mistakes. You can see yourself, not much. The only place there is around off the top of the mountain that's covered in gravel, and then you're straight in here through this choke point downhill. Brake, down the gear, accelerate, brake, down the gear, accelerate, brake, down the gear, accelerate, all while turning as close to the walls, the curves, as you can see the drainage gutter there. That didn't really do its job so well during the last live event here at Bathurst. A lot of film through there, I can't assure you. Down at the bottom, of course, we should maybe rename that the Wall of Champions. I guarantee you every champion in the world has crashed into the wall right at the bottom there. Forest Elbow. It's funny, it's turn 1's called Hell's Corner. Turn 2 is Quarry Bend as you go up the hill, and it's Forest Elbow at the bottom of the hill, left-hander. For me, I think Hell's Corner might be in the wrong place. I mean, no turn 1 here. Turn 1 here, it's a short run. It's not difficult. It's just a straight left-hander. It's not a cut-back chicane. For me, Hell's Corner, I think. I would have probably named Forest Elbow that, because that corner is... it's fun. 19 cars on the grid. And Aston Martin making an appearance for the first time this week. We've got a solitary Lamborghini, which I didn't realise when I was talking earlier. Yeah, that is of course a free solo entrance within Nissan. The Lambo no longer has a dance partner. A fresh set of wheels. Aston Martin fare over the rest of the season. It'll certainly be interesting to see his performance and positions and points pick up. More X, definitely an interesting inclusion in the series. Pole position in a McLaren at Bathurst. That's some PC of Race IQ right there. Of course, since some of the updates on the PC, the McLaren definitely one of the more popular choices of car. Here we go then. It is 60 minutes, it is Bathurst, it is 3.8 miles of tarmac, it is 5.7 in the top 5, it is the green lights, it's straight down, it's flat out with the turn 1, it's actually Milton's got the lead into turn 1, then Goy's ahead. He's going to have the outside line comfortably. Does he have the acceleration to get out the corner in the lead? I think he does, and TK Drifter is going to go side by side. Yes, it is Milden who's leading the race out with turn number 1. Everyone made it through absolutely beautifully there. Let's not pat ourselves on the back yet. Turn number 2 to come. Morex then in second place today. Well, cool racing in the Mercedes in a straight line has absolutely destroyed that McLaren. I think he's got himself up into second. It is a Mercedes 1-2 then as TK Drifter is now hanging in there at 4th position. He looks like he's going to have a look at the inside into the cut and nothing doing there. We'll let the time board catch up so we get full confirmation on exactly where the runners and riders are. Jetpack and Nebula is down the position, I believe. Yep, he's starting in 70s in 8th place now. Andy Graham quite a few positions. So movers and shakers in the opening sector. TK Drifter in that 4th place. Morex in 3rd. It's Cool Racing in 4th. Milden. What a start from the Mercedes pair. Leading the way as they come through Skyline down the hill. It is Cool Racing in 2nd place. He's got Morex, TK Drifter, Arms, Andy Gray, K-Rail Fighter, Jetpack, Nebula, Rental and Nico all inside the top 10. Place 11th got Nelson in 12th place. Hendricks, Valren and Buzzy in 15th place there. McLaren duo followed one another through, but Blue Mosquito just coming down through into the Forest Elbow with the PR and the Ferrari right on his rear spoiler. Flag thrown. Has made up a position, but the Lego Man is down quite a few, so I think we've found where some of these drivers have made their position with the Lego Man right down the order. No life to memory, but I can assure you, lap 1, a lot of slipstream along the Cornwall Straight into the chase in the building. With a 1 second gap in the rest of the field, no such luxury for Cool Racing. Within 4/10 of a second, he's got a McLaren and a Nissan. Not too far behind. Did somebody say arms in and out? That's right, he's done straight as well. Andy Gray had a great first lap as well. Jetpack and Nebula, he would have done better to stay in a straight line there. Even to shake off the slipstream probably would have been more detrimental to his straight line speed. And Jetpack and Nebula is going to make him pay for it along with this bottom straight by the way. You can see Renford today from Nelson and Hendricks still right on top of him as well. Far right, 2 seconds down the road. But he's got Buzzy and Blue Mosquito potentially leading overtakes in WTR. He's come in to take a pit stop at the end of lap number 1. Race IQ 200. We shall see come the final finishing positions as opposed to the non-final finishing positions on. Excellent stuff. Milden 1.1 seconds. He's taking advantage of the battle behind him to stretch that gap out by another 3/10 of a second. And is Morex looking to get himself back up the podium, still on that podium spot. He's actually got himself a bit of a gap back to TK Drifter. He's only doing a bit of defensive work from Arms. To be fair here, you only need to really defend along the mountain straight, the corridor straight. The rest of the time you're up a mountain or down the mountain. Jetpack and Nebula, K-Rail Fighter still looking very close. And you can see why commentators spend so much time talking about how precarious this track is. One car makes a mistake coming down that mountain, and that is a whole train of carnage. 2 beautiful laps from the Tier 1 Tackle Tuesday crew though. See Milden coming along the Conrod Straight, still with a 1 second gap over Cool Racing. We can see TK Drifter in that slipstream of Morex there. Arms looking to get in on that slipstream. There is KOL Fighter. He's got himself a Porsche hanging on the back of his slipstream. The cameraman catching up any second now. Ooh, a lot of dust in the air. Does anyone look like they're out of shape? Morex looks like he's been slowed down ever so slightly there. Is TK Drifter getting that bit closer? Arms certainly is getting closer, but TK Drifter moving left and right. I think he's touched the grass. He's trying to get some dirt off his tyres. That is not. He's not the type of driver to be weaving. That's not some crazy weaving defensive move. That's getting dirt off your tyres. Oh, we've got Renville. Renville in the background's lost momentum coming through turn number 1. He's going to lose himself some positions there. In fact, that was confirmed coming over the line. Jetpack and Nebula. KOL Fighter. I think it's right. Did he try and move there? I thought he started further up. Excuse my sign. I think I made a mistake on the positions on that one. No mistake with Melson and Clay as they ascend into the cut. And as Renville there closing on Nico in that distinctive Audi. Definitely chasing him up the hill now. German manufacturing cars very close. Coming down through Skyline. Cool Racing's now got 1.6 seconds back to Morex. Equilibrious gap ahead actually to Milden as the two there we go. As they come down through Skyline. Morex in that third place then. Arms has overtaken TK Drifter. There has been an overtake there then, and it's Arms who's got that move done. He's got that done up over the top of the mountain. Phenomenal move that must have been. Better on this. But TK Drifter then finds himself down into 5th, so all change. Milden and Cool Racing up positions. Morex down, Arms up, TK Drifter down, Andy Craig, Jetpack and Regula. They're up positions as well. In fact, this confirmation 6, 7 and 8 there. Renville is down to 9th place. So that was just waiting on the second climbing boards update to confirm that Renville is down in position. I wasn't confused with that. Romelson's in 12th. Only 4 tenths between himself and Clay. Down towards Murray's Corner. It looked like the Audi was thinking about having a look into the pits there. Nothing doing. Still WTR, the only driver to have taken his pit stop. He has, look at all that fresh air and tarmac. He has all to himself. So there we go. That is how we get a race done at Bathurst. Get yourself into the pits at the end of lap 1 and just let everyone else worry about it. Let your lap times do the talking. Val Renton is trying to get past Hendrick. These two have had a couple of cracking battles so far this season. Looks like we're in for another one. Let's jump on board and tell you, well, let's be brave, shall we? Oh, this makes me nervous. This makes me nervous. Okay, cool. Right, let's see if we got Arms. There we go, let's go on board with Arms. Let's go over the mountain. You can see the undulations at every single part of the track. You're not only going up and down the track, does lean left, you've got a lot of left and right camber on the track down there. Watch how close to get to this mountain wall here, and then again the gutter on the right, the wall on the left, very close as you throw it in to the right again. This of course Forest Elbow coming on to the Conrod Straight. Arms in that Audi. He really has dispatched the TK Drifter, and he is properly putting Morex under pressure. This is very close indeed, coming along the Conrod Straight. And you can see what I was saying in the beginning about the sunset. That sunlight really will catch out when it comes around the corner. Look at the slipstream engaged here by Arms. It's going to look side by side, and that just jumped for no reason whatsoever. Why? Tell me they're close to the rest. Let me just get a better camera angle. Why did that suddenly change? My goodness me. That's why we do that. Morex, and Morex is still in the lead. Morex is still ahead. So Arms did go side by side there into the chase, but didn't make the move stick. Let's bring in Andy Cray and TK Drifter straight back into this one. Hendricks has got a bit of a gap back. Melson in the pits. looked like he was going for a jump into the pits on the last lap. He has come in on this lap. He's perhaps seen WTR in that Ferrari lapping out there all on his own, and reckons he fancies some of that. The bromance has been reignited. Blue Mosquito flying through once again, inseparable on the track. This time it's flying through. It's made it up 3 places so far. He's up in the 16th, so he's caught up once again with Blue Mosquito. So there won't be any Lamborghini bragging rights, but he's flying through. More than happy to get himself ahead of the car. Again, a little bit of justification for swapping cars and losing all those points. Down the hill, Arms there, really using every millimetre of that curve. He absolutely hasn't. He's got that Nissan all over the not far behind either in that BMW. Some very quick cars and very quick drivers. Let's see how much substitutes we use there. Lorex got himself slightly more than that half a second, I would say. Just visually looking at that, it does look like a bit more than half a second, so it's a really good exit from the bottom of the mountain. Yeah, 9 tenths, so he's got 4 tenths back there. GK drifting within 4 tenths, Andy Gray, he's within the 6 as well. GK drifting, think about going side by side. The cameraman can think about catching up with the action. No pressure there, no pressure. We'll jump back in Nebula. Now he's got himself a bit of clear air front and back. He really will be trying to get caught back up. Again, slipstream could be all important. You just hang on to the head until you get in and out of the pit stops. Blue Mosquito goes like along the corner straight, nothing doing into the chase there. Same for Valren and Hendricks. So 5 laps in, 11 minutes in the books, and it's Milden. Championship leader leading the way. Cool Racing in second. Morex took pole in qualifying and then finds himself in third and really does have a fight on his hands, hanging on to Arms and DK Drifter. It didn't look like DK Drifter was dropping off a bit. The cameraman on this is absolutely terrible. Oh, big contact! Big contact! Big, hopefully the yellow flags, the flashing jetpack and Nicholas made his way through. That's Morex that's facing the wrong way. That's Arms with more damage than you would care to be carrying at this stage in the race, or this stage indeed of the course. Andy Gray looked like he was unwittingly caught up in that as well. Yep. Big separation between the bonnet and the bumper there. This is really, let me tell you what, he's struggling to keep control of that car. I actually clenched. Looked like he was going to catch something in the fair. Oh, collateral damage here, but he does manage to bounce, so do the other drivers. So there we go, we're going to see quite a few more drivers coming into the pits to join Romelson and WTR with this more damage. And also Renville. Did Renville make it through? Looks relatively unscathed. We're going to see big drops in the time. Well, TK Drifter then, he did make it through completely unscathed. So the top 3 is looking well decided at the moment. Oh, Arms is looking decidedly unwell at the moment. That car is not happy. Once again, we've got to be notifications on there in a second. We'll fix that. Jetpack and Nebula did make it through. Renville Nico. Arms definitely did not. So he looks to be one of the worst off then. And Andy Craig decided not to come into the pits. I'm going to be honest, slightly surprised by that. Perhaps he feels the damage slowing down too much, but a mandatory pit stop and a course like this, personally I would have been tempted to get that thing in and get it repaired. Carewell Fighter coming through there, flying through, just coming across right here's what it is. Arms, he has come into the pits, unsurprisingly. A few tremors after the initial earthquake for Arms as he clipped the wall a couple of times trying to get out driver's way. Other drivers wait. Your bad day and everyone else. Last minute bits. He does have some serious pace. So a monster comeback drive could well be on, especially on the 3. I think this lap time is going to be seriously compromised with the damage he's carrying on the front of that car. Milden leading the way still. Lap number 7. 1.8 seconds is the gap he's got to Pro Racing. It needs to have crashed right. You can see TK Drifter in the background there. That was the tarmac. That's TK Drifter. 4.5 seconds. He now is behind Pro Racing. He's 7.5 seconds ahead of Jetpack and Nebula, who's now up to 4th place after all those goings on. Something for which I'm sure you will be eternally grateful. You won't say it's an ill wind that goes nobody some good, and Jetpack and Nebula definitely on the receiving end of the goodwill there, as Arms is still in the pits. That's a serious amount of damage. He is having to get repaired. WTR and Romelson have both made it past the pits. We've got a yellow flag. Car number 99. It's Moritz. There's the other car I was looking for, didn't he? So he's right down at the back of the grid. He's still carrying damage. And he's now got to cut across the pits. Why does that keep jumping? He's now got to cut across one of the fastest parts of the track. There's a short, sharp acceleration there and trying to get himself into the pits. He's going to be turning right. The car on guided at the moment. The pits are on the left. Well, okay. Oh wow, he really is struggling with that damage. Look how slow he's having to go there. So Moritz then. Arms is back out in the pits. He's actually just come out. That's not Moritz, that's the Hendricks Ferrari. No, it wasn't. It was the KOAL Ferrari. Right, KOAL Fighter Ferrari. Right, okay. So he's come out of roundabout 5th position, which, yeah, is roughly his pace. So not too detrimental for any of the drivers around him. Moritz, that must be some absolutely colossal damage to only be able to move at that speed. That was certainly a monster hit there. Valren and Buzzy looking very close to two McLaren, still looking to trade places. 43 minutes left to go. 4 cars in the pits. Another one is in the pits, another McLaren to join Moritz there. You get the feeling Moritz is going to be on stands for quite some time. No. Well, there you go. Proved wrong once again. Moritz, fairly quick pit stop there, so is that maybe his issue? Did he maybe come in? Did he maybe start the race on quality? Oh no, that's Moritz there. What on earth am I talking about? It's Lego Man that's just rolled out. Aha! Moritz is definitely still in the pits. That's Lego Man in and out. So Moritz gone from pole position to absolute dead last. That's the 2 race leaders making their way through. Cool Racing, the client of Milton's dominance at the moment, is just set the fastest lap. So no let up there from the drivers up at the front. Still absolutely flying up there. TK Drifter still 4.9 back, so he's not losing any time to the drivers ahead. 8.3 and he's gaining. He's building a bigger gap to, that's another 4.10 from Jetpack and Nebula. TK Drifter looking very good in these early stages for the finish. Blue Mosquito still got flying from 100 down there up to 10th and 11th. It's Hendricks he's trying to craft and overtake past at the moment. Clay trying to find his way past Nico. There's Nico there, just coming down the hill. Blue flags waving with all the action and pit stops in the front. So far, Moritz still in the pits. That is a really long stop. I wonder if he's going to come back out and finish. A lot of damage though. The car was moving very, very, very slowly indeed. Clay and Nico, 2 of the closer cars at the moment. The flying four Blue Mosquito and Hendricks. The 3-way battle for the final spot inside the top 10. certainly playing Nico at the moment. Nico getting a really good exit out of the Forest elbow. Managed to stretch that back out, so no advantage on the slipstream from Clay there. So he's going to need a good run over the top of the mountain line of these drivers coming in to take their pit. Blue Mosquito just coming off the Conrod straight. Did manage to get himself a bit of slipstream, but it was flying. It was flying from. That got all that slipstream there. He has gotten himself ahead of Blue Mosquito. That's just jumped on the TK Drifter for no reason whatsoever. Just like to do that for some reason. I wonder if that's because he's on the purple sector. No, no sector like that. But what we'll do, there's Valren. He's coming into the pit. Third way into the race, but yeah, Blue Mosquito flying through. Fro is nice, and he swapped cars from that Lamborghini, so he's lost his championship points. He was weekend for the first 3 runs so far, has been pretty consistently battling with Blue Mosquito. When the two of them were in the Lambos, now flying through in the Aston. It's looking like a justified choice as he finds himself ahead of Mosquito. How is this going to play out over the next few laps? But neither of them will come into the pits at the end of this lap try and get some of that clear track that WTR and the gang have got themselves. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Brilliant to see. Lorex is back out of the pits. With that level of pace, you absolutely would. A lot of pit stops are still to be taken. And he's actually on the back of the battle between Frome and Mosquito. So he is going to unlap himself against these two. When they come in and take the pit stop, he'll also get ahead again of Hendricks today. So yeah, but certainly unlap himself. Still a very, very, very long way to go. But he's got the pace. Can he get himself back in the top 10? Certainly wouldn't bet against it at this stage. Clay still trying to find a way past Nico. Two of them lapping fair and equilibriously as Renville comes in to take the pits, and it's jumped again. There we go. Renville is in the pits. Clay crosses the line. Now it is changing. Clay and Hendricks across the line as well. Here comes Frome and Blue Mosquito. There's Morex just behind as well in that 20th position. 2 laps down on the leaders at the moment. Milden is the car leading the way. Cool Racing is the car closing that gap. 1.2 seconds. He really is looking to take maximum advantage of the fact that Rob 2K is not racing in this evening's event. Rob is going to find a massive differential in the points between himself and his competitors after this race, with them all finishing so far up the table. Milton, Cool Racing and Drifter, 3 cars on that podium. Jetpacker Nebula up to 4th as well, after a tough qualifying for him in that Porsche. Again, the Porsche, another solo entry in this race. We have more of the competition, so the drivers not making it to the start line this evening. 37 minutes left to go. No pit stop still for Milden and Cool Racing. You wouldn't imagine Cool Racing would be keen to come into pits anytime soon. He's obviously gotten himself into a rhythm, and he is visibly closing the gap between himself and the race leader. So really it's about whether Milden perhaps comes into the pit. Tries to extend his lead here. Undercut Clay and Nico. Still very close. They're not in the pits. Now there are quite a few drivers that have, though. It's WTR, first driver to take his pit stop. He is leading the way out with the pitted drivers, and Andy Cray, one of the drivers that will come in for damage. Now let me just... Yes, it was. Because Renville survived. He's having a look at Forest Elbow. They definitely got the pace, and that is Renville close in behind from Nelson, coming down the hill as well. Fourth out of the drivers that have been in Valren, Legoman and Arms back out. Morex has had to come back in the pits. Unfortunately, it does happen that you come in, you get your pit stop done, repair the damage, and it doesn't always actually repair it. So Morex there, still slow. Do love a good cup of tea. Into Murray's corner. That is Ferrari WTR being absolutely hunted down by Andy Cray at the moment. Renville just biding his time in the background here. So this is certainly... Oh, and there's Morex back out of the pits. Did fulfill mandatory requirements first trip in, so... perhaps didn't have the right tyre pressures. That temperature has dropped slightly since the drivers have been out on the track, so there shouldn't be that much of a difference in the PSIs. But obviously something happens, so Morex finds himself 3 laps down on the leader, but again, still out on track and determined to finish the race. Renville now suddenly finds himself ahead in WTR and Andy Cray. Oh, I didn't trust it. Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh, is it a blue flag situation? No name. Excellent. Yeah, so here we go then, I believe, yep, so this is Andy Cray, right, so we're still going here, this Renville down the road, that's Andy Cray and WTR, Renville, definitely down the road. Oh, there's been a bit of a tap on the rear end, the BMW's touched the Ferrari, the Ferrari's lost momentum, he's seen Renville come and tapped his brakes, and Andy Cray has stopped to give the position back. Renville, talk about beneficiary there. He's found himself gifted those 2 positions there. Buzzy into the pits. Renville 12th, he's going to be brought to 11th obviously when the timing boards reflect him passing the pits. Andy Cray 13th WTR, so looks like he has got that overtake now done. We'll not jump into the replay for that one. Arms. Within half a second of Valren, and we know the Audi driver is definitely top 5 material. So there's going to be an overtake there pretty soon. We think Valren taking the defensive line through the last corner. Arms going to look for the cut back. Did he get the exit? Not quite. Some headlights coming on, so the sun is definitely setting into turn number 1. Now all kinds of action going on here then, because that is K-Rail Fighter who's involved in that as well. Also got Buzzy who's just come out of pits. In 16th position, 17th position, because Valren and Arms are just ahead. You can see coming around there, there's Morex still lapping in 19th place, so that's all going to change through there. The side by side up the hill, and the Audi, it's Valren who's got his nose back in front again then. Arms now defending a bit, not from Buzzy, but there's a blue flag situation. K-Rail Fighter is trying to make his way through the battling traffic as well. Not the best place to be doing it. And while all that's been going on, Cool Racing has put in some serious laps. He's found 6/10 since last we looked in, and he is in slipstream, within slipstream range along the corner straight. Clay as well on Nico. They're a fair bit down the road, but he's 3/10. There's only 3/10 off the back coming down the mountain along the corner straight. Could be the place. Looking for for Cool Racing on this lap. Clay is still all over the back of Nico then, 6th and 7th at the moment. Cool Racing's coming to the pits, Milden's stayed out. Cool Racing comes in just within a minute at the halfway mark. So does TK Drifter. He's come in as well. Jetpacker Nebula, he is following suit as well. KOAL Fighter, he is taking his pit stop. Potentially just getting themselves out of the way of the blue flag traffic as well. Not too bad an idea. Nico and Clay follow the race leaders. Nope, they are going to stay out. Hendricks flying from and Blue Mosquito just going through the chase themselves. Milden out, Cool Racing, Jetpacker Nebula. He's in pit box number 1. KOL Fighter just pulls in. Nico and Clay, they're through turn number 1. Hendricks is across the start finish line, thrown into the pits. Blue Mosquito follows suit. So that's the first time those two have come in the pits at the same time, even though they were driving the Lamborghinis together. There's Cool Racing, first one done and out of the way. TK Drifter, he joins them. Jetpacker Nebula won't be far behind. And then it'll be KOL Fighter, Foam and Blue Mosquito, obviously just in. There is Clay and Nico. So yeah, that's them for the 2nd and 3rd. Still battling away as they are at the moment. Milden still the race leader. Oh, he's got damage. He's got damage. What's happened there? Let's risk a replay. It literally just does it in random order. Come on, there we go. Right, okay. And R1 doesn't actually work. So he's fine there. He's fine there. Oh, he's not fine there. So across the top of the mountain. Into skyline. Oh, one touch of the grass. Good night, Vienna. That is how cruel a mistress Bathurst can be. That is podium for the amount of time that he spent. Oh, he's straightened that up well. Oh, I tell you, that is absolutely done and dusted for race win hopes right there. Safe to say that is seriously going to put him down the order. That's a lot of damage that he's going to have to repair there. And a lot of time wasted. And it only looked like a few seconds, but that's a long time in racing, be it sim or real. There's Cool Racing, TK Drifter all making it through. Jetpacker Nebula. What a race it has been for Jetpacker. Qualified. Just on the top, just in and around the top 10. He's got himself up potentially onto the podium. Clay now the on-track race leader as Nico is in the pits. He's just been dropped. He is now ahead of Milden as well. Milden still stationary. That's him dropped. And he's just crossed the line, literally just released in time there, but Milden, we're about to see a massive drop in positions. As he tumbles down the order down, Jetpacker Nebula. He's 3rd overall at the moment. KOL Fighter is through as well. Milden, just along that bottom straight, he's just ahead of Nico, so 6th position. So not really as bad as I thought it was going to be honest. He did have a handsome lead. Well, he was, yeah, fairly ahead of the rest of the field, but that's certainly not as detrimental as I thought it was going to be. Let's face it, first down to 6 is still, yeah, a bit of a heartbreaker after the opening stint that we had. That one little touch of the grass brings it all crashing down. Now outside the podium positions and really got his work cut out for him if he's going to retake one. can he catch up to the likes of Cool Racing, TK Drifter and Jet Packer Nebula after getting round KOL Fighter? 26 minutes. He's got to do it. He's going to need a fairly healthy stint. Flying Throne and Blue Mosquito. They've got themselves out of the pits as Morex is still behind them, looking to unlap himself. There's 3 laps down. Clay's come in to the pits. Last driver to take his mandatory stop. Cool Racing will be promoted. TK Drifter, Jetpacker, Nebula. The current podium sitters, KOL Fighter. He'll be up to 4th. Milden will be back into 5th. Potentially. This might be a bit close actually, because he's got Nico just ahead of him. Nico and Clay. We're right on top one. Clay is rolling. Milden is only on the start-finish straight now. Clay is rolling towards the pit exit. Will he be released by the marshals in time to get the foot down? Milden just coming in the braking zones at turn number 1. And you can see, oh, and he's just got himself just ahead. Or has he? Yes, he has. Headlights of the BMW disappeared. The Mercedes has snuck himself in front of the battle between Clay and Nico. Clay and Nico. They're about to continue their battle for our viewing pleasure. Renville in 8th place, Hendricks in 9th, and Andy Cray now in 10th position. There is Flying Throne and Blue Mosquito. Once again, inseparable on track. 11th and 12th, it's Romelston in 13th. WTR, the first driver to take his pit stop. And now finding himself 14th position ahead of Ams in 15th. Valren 16th, Legoman 17th, Buzzy in 18th position, and Morex took pole position. Finds himself in 19th position with 24 minutes and no mandatory stops left to be taken by any of the drivers. As you can see, visibility diminishing for our drivers somewhat. Let's just get a feel for that on board. Milden, and that's just jumped to Cool Racing. Because he set the fastest lap. That is perfect. So, oh, well, there you go then. Excuse me. Oh no, did he just do that? No, he did last lap. 4.4. Why does he do that? We're on board with the race leader. It is Cool Racing in the Mercedes. He has got 4.5 seconds back. KOL Fighter with a 2:03.9 on his last lap, 4/10 quicker than the current, half a second quicker than the current race leader. TK Drifter was also a bit quicker there as well. Just coming up now into the cutting. This is the race leader that we are on board with. 23 minutes left out on track for our championship drivers. Cool Racing really has made the most of mistakes and non-appearances by those around them. This is going to do an absolute wonders in the championship going forward into the next few rounds. A solid points haul, and yeah, nice little boost of confidence. How will the rest of the drivers react to this week's incident? Milden completely on his own, touched the grass, pops it into the wall. Finds himself firmly ejected from that podium. Zolder next week, tight twisty track, and then it's 90 minutes of Monza. You want to talk about turn ones? Let's talk turn ones. Monza. So the next 2 tracks ahead could very much be survival mode for most of the drivers. So Cool Racing bagging this win. Could this be the building blocks for a charge for the championship? Certainly going to do the world again. Oh, and that's Morex. That's Morex. Sideways on the exit of the chase. In that wall. Or was that Buzzy? No, Buzzy's not there. See, this is the problem is it just does it randomly. There's no order. Yeah, Buzzy into the pits there. Morex. He's on the top now, so that was Buzzy that was sideways there. In the wall, unfortunately. A beautiful sound of the Ferrari there, gotta love it. Let's jump back on board with the standard view and see what we can see. It did say no more mandatory pit stops. It was Lego Man. Of course it's Lego Man, right? Lego Man and Buzzy both in the pits. Buzzy, definite damage there. Lego Man can't see if there's any damage. Morax will then take back a couple of positions. That's from Nelson, 13th. Andy Cray, now trying to get his way past Hendricks into turn number 1. You see just how dark it's getting now. Not taking the first 30 minutes of the race. It was slightly with a bit of light, and then just suddenly in the last 7 minutes, very dark indeed. A lot of brake lights for the drivers to be wary of. Andy Cray goes side by side along the mountain straight. Into Quarry Bend. This is going to be a brave one. He's on the outside line. The Ferrari's got the preferred apex, and he leaves more than enough room there and gets a good run up the hill and maintains that 9th position. Andy Cray knows he needs to get his finger out. Flying forward, Blue Mosquito closing in. Positions to be gained and lost, and this is absolutely on point. Buzzy back out of the pits. I believe now behind Morex. Well, Morex did spend a long time getting his way into the pits. Still looking to unlap himself against Romelson. The track temperature dropping by a degree, so it's now 5 degrees since we started. Little touches to the wall, little lights into the curves. The wall there as well. Definitely don't want to be doing that too often, as I'm sure Milden will testify. He's doing his best to close in on the lead group, but KOL Fighter does look like he's got the pace over the next 19 minutes. Or can he maintain the pace? Sorry, he's decent laps at the moment. Can he maintain it? To fend off the charge from Milden. Jet Packer Nebula. I'm pretty sure he can't believe his luck right now. The Porsche driver found himself up in third. TK Drifter as well. The Nissan. This thing, honestly, if TK Drifter wins this championship without winning a race, I will not be surprised in the slightest. He is second at the moment. 6.4 down on Cool Racing, and he certainly has been cool. This one kept his head when others around him have let theirs go. And he is reaping those rewards. 19 laps in the books. Descending the mountain. Onto the fastest part of the track, and he's going to have his foot firmly planted on the loud pedal as we see Andy Cray come in to take a pit stop then. I can't see if he's got any damage on the front of that car. But the BMW driver now well outside the top 10. And back in the pits. This seems a relatively short pit stop here, but you don't really want to be spending taking too many trips in there. Val Wren and Arms both taking positions from Andy then. I dare say WTR's going as well. Buzzy is an extra lap down, so he won't Lego Man further down the field there. Andy Cray, that's quite a lengthy pit stop as well. Hopefully everything's okay. See TK Drifter cross the line. Cool Racing well ahead at the moment. Tell you what,